Hey everyone, my name's Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we are talking what is kind of a big revelation from Mike Dean here. So you can see Mike Dean saying my handwriting, and when I named the album Yay. And it's this photo from 2018 of Kanye in front of the computer working on what would become Yay, his eighth studio album. And you can see at the time it wasn't really complete, but you can really tell the difference in handwriting, right? Kids See Ghost here is Kanye's handwriting, and Yay on the left is very different handwriting, which is something I had always kind of noticed, but never really thought too hard about, and it's Mike Dean. And this is kind of meaningful just in the fact that we always assign, or at least I always assign, and Travis and I always assign such meaning to Kanye album titles. And we've made a big deal about the fact that Yay is such a perfect title for the album in terms of how Kanye is dealing with his ego and sense of self. And Yay is typically capitalized, right? But here he lowercases it in the stylization of somebody that isn't a proper pronoun, right? And Yay in Old English means you. It's part of the collective, you all. So there's something really kind of awesome about Kanye trying to destroy his ego on this album and get back to like connecting with people and not separating himself from the world and having that reduction in his name from the capital Y to the lowercase y. And Mike Dean here is the reason that exists. He just put Yay because I think Kanye really was struggling for the title at the time. And Mike Dean, a lot of people think of him as sound engineer or guitar soloist doing like sick outros with synths and guitars and just musician extraordinaire, but he has co-written on many of Kanye's songs and has been an instrumental part of the creation process on not just Kanye albums, but Travis Scott albums and a lot of the 90s hip hop. So he's more than just a sound engineer, like very much a creative force in this arena. And this is just an example of him like hitting the nail on the head. And I think it, on one hand, can be as simple as we knew that this was Kids See Ghosts and that this was going to be Kanye's album. So he just put Yay on the board as like, yeah, this is Yay's album. And Kanye sees that and is just like, that's perfect. You just cracked the code. And you can see here back in, oh God, when was this? So this was May 24th, 2018 when it was published. And they're talking about just like Daytona had released and the controversy around this being the Whitney Houston bathroom from her hotel room and using that as the album cover for Daytona. But Kanye had tweeted earlier, you can see last month, Kanye revealed he wanted to use the image of the doctor who operated on his late mother Donda shortly before she passed away for the cover of his upcoming solo album. And he said right here, do you have any title ideas? I want to forgive and stop hating. Yeah, and that's where Love Everyone came from. So after he tweeted that, Love Everyone was the album title that kind of followed. And when he released on May 1st his interview with Charlemagne the God, he talked about Love Everyone as being the album title and compared it to Real Friends. I played you some of the music and you see where I'm going. I want to create music that's therapeutic. I feel Real Friends is in the territory of what we're creating. And then a month or 15 days after that is when this picture emerged, because that same day that he did the Charlemagne the God interview was the same day that he appeared on TMZ and really tanked all the goodwill that he had been building up and the skepticism when he had first put on the red hats. But then that TMZ interview just turned the tide as Kanye had just returned to Twitter in April. And everybody was like, Kanye's back on Twitter, cool. And then it was just like controversy right after that. So in between like just a week of him announcing Love Everyone and us getting this interview, it was just 2 weeks later that he now had a whole different album, scrapped the previous one, and now it was going to be called Yay, or at least we saw on this dry erase board that it was going to be called Yay. And it just seems that Mike Dean now has revealed that he put that there and the name stuck, and kind of that's where we're at today. And you can see I went back to Kanye's tweets and tried to find some of the tweets from that time, and he's deleted a majority of the media tweets he had. But then Good Work Shaq here was kind enough to find some of these photos. So this was the OG one that Tilly had tweeted that Mike Dean responded to, but then this was the second one. And you can see that the handwriting on the right is now the handwriting on the left, right? And you can see things like Ghost Town, which was originally the middle part of Kids See Ghost, is now over here as one of the, or as the penultimate song on Ye. You can see that it's the same Ye that Mike Dean wrote, but Kanye actually went over it in his handwriting, which is kind of funny. I guess that is him like making it his own, affirming this is the title and kind of drawing it in his own hand to kind of mark it as his own. But it's Ye, the spiritual awakening. So it went from like forgiving everyone to being about the spiritual awakening, which is why we talk about that 3-1-3 structure, right? Where he starts in a place of darkness, has this pivot point of I need to change. I can't continue to be this egotistical. I can't continue to be this self-centered. I can't continue to let my mental health get the best of me, which it really does on Yikes. And Medulla Oblongata, I'm pretty sure, you know, y'all on West Sub Ever can correct me, but All Mine, I haven't actually checked if that was the original name for All Mine, but yeah, because that's the Aunt Clemens line, right? But that's really kind of the escalation of this ego that starts, and I thought about killing you in that final verse, escalates on Yikes, and then is just like full force on All Mine before Would It Leave kind of takes the wind out of the sails. And this really captures everything leading up to TMZ, right? Kanye starts to ramp up, he starts to feel himself, and he goes into TMZ and like speaks from his chest and causes all this controversy that causes him to kind of go back and reassess how he's moving and how he's behaving. And you can see Kim kind of marking on the side here, giving her approval, and Ghost Town getting shifted out and Free not being put in there yet, which I wonder if Free was then more of a last minute or something that had already existed. But Devil's Watching, no, not Cuddy Montage. Interesting. Is that Kids? No, Kids See Ghost is up there. Huh. I forgot how different this was at first. Strange. Okay. I guess that might be Fire. So Fire moves up there. Kids See Ghost moves down there. Reborn goes up to here. Cuddy Montage comes down to there. Interesting. And then this was Nas. Which, yeah, that's completely different handwriting too, right? Interesting. Anyway, a little behind the scenes tidbit there from Mike Dean. Just, he came up with the album title, it stuck, and the rest is history. So, you know, Mike Dean continues to be pivotal for Kanye's career. And I think as we move forward, talking about Kanye's legacy, it's going to be in the best interest of everyone to really pay attention to Mike Dean's influence and impact and role in creating the Kanye legacy. So I hope that, you know, writers, other journalists, just fans that end up talking about Kanye and writing about these albums make sure to give Mike his credit and just find other gems in the creation process, because so much of this tends to be kind of a mystery to all of us, and finding out some more behind the scenes of what is the discography of one of the greatest artists of the 21st century is important. So details like this are always exciting. That's all I got for this video. If you're enjoying the channel and you want to support us, the easiest way is to like, subscribe, or comment, as those things tell YouTube this is a channel people engage with, and then they show it to others, which goes a long way. We also have our podcast, Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West, where we go line by line through Kanye's discography, song by song, and really reveal the themes and motifs and narratives that are going on, like with Ye. So if you want to hear those episodes, you can listen to them on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, wherever you listen to podcasts. We also have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Kanye Podcast, that has the bulk of our podcast episodes. So you can go there and check those out as well. And currently on Twitter, we're doing the Best Kanye West Song Tournament Deathmatch Extreme until December 25th. It's the ultimate Kanye hit battle. This is the 4th year that we've been doing it. Year 1, Runaway 1. Year 2 was Blood on the Leaves. Year 3 was Devil in a New Dress. So none of those compete in this year's tournaments. So we're excited to see which song reigns supreme. Excited to see which song reigns supreme. And our day 14 matchups are currently going on. You can join us every day at noon Central Time to experience the madness and the mayhem that happens with these polls. So if you want to take part, just head over to Twitter at Kanye Podcast. And that's it for today. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.